that's a pretty common challenge which designers have. What font size should I use? Um, and and there's a science behind choosing a font size, and I'm really sorry. I'm gonna touch a little. I'll go a little deeper into um, geometry a little bit. Now, if you remember our old school D, right? In India, we call it D. So we have this 0 to 180 degrees, right? Now, each degree. So if I pick up 1 degree and zoom this degree, each degree has 60 minutes, right? So 1 degree has 60. In fact, each minute also have 60 seconds, but I'll not go there. So we'll stay at minutes, right? So each degree has 60 minutes, and the optimal reading speed. Now, just hear me out, right? The optimal reading speed for a human eye is 17 minutes of an arc. So it's about one third of a degree, right? It's about this. Um, Now you might be saying, okay, that's too small, right? But okay, so from your distance of your eye. So for example, let's say I'm gonna, and this is from your lens. Okay, so obviously I don't poke your eye, measure from there. But let's say uh, the distance of this laptop is about 20 inches. Okay, whatever. Assume that. Now, what should be the optimal reading speed for me to read the stuff on this PowerPoint, for instance. Now, the way to calculate this is there has to be at least 17 minutes of this arc from my eye lens to that laptop, and that's the x height. And I'm just showing you what x height is. X height is a small, the height of a small x, right? Now, the way to calculate this is very simple. You calculate the distance from your eye lens. Obviously, you don't really poke it, right? Just be careful. So you calculate it from your eye to that channel on which you want to display that font, and then divide that by 200. So whatever number comes up is your font size. So for example, and I know this is confusing. So for example, let's say I want to design a banner on the roadside, right? So there's a huge banner I want to design for my company. Now, obviously, I need to also write stuff on the banner, and usually I'm assuming when people will take this curve, they'll start seeing that banner. Okay, and that's the play that's the place I'm going to optimize my font for. So the way I do it is I'm going to calculate the distance from that curve to that banner, okay, and then divide that distance by 200. And whatever the unit I've used, for example, I've used fit, okay. So whatever I've used, so 200. So for instance, the distance from this car from that banner is about 200 feet, for example, right? So I'm going to say 200 feet divide by 200 is 1 feet. So now 1 feet is my x height. Okay, if I say, hey, the distance between my eye and this laptop is about 200 inches. Okay, so I'm going to say 200 inches divided by 200 is 1 inch. So 1 inch is my x height. Yeah, so x height is the height of the small x, Gabriela. So I've also shown you that red image at the bottom. Um, so the height of the x is the x height. Whichever unit you want to take, it's okay. So for instance, you are calculating the distance in feet. The x height should also be in feet. If you're calculating distance in meters, the x height should also be in meters. If you're calculating the distance in pixels, uh, well, in real world it's difficult, but yeah, so whatever unit of measure you're using, use the same unit of measure for x height as well.